last 2 games, including a win at Penn last time out. Will Lynch will take the draw against James Ball, first-year man after transferring in from Yale in the offseason, and we're underway from Arlotta. Ball wins the initial draw. Now he's in trouble, though, and this is quintessential Notre Dame. Defending after the draw was won. It looks like we're going to get a loose ball push, and it's going to go back to the Irish.
Faceoff stats would say that Notre Dame last year was well below 50%. The reality is that they scrap, they hustle, they generate turnovers, their attack.
Taylor, talking to Coach Corrigan about this attack line because of the injuries to Taylor over the last couple of years, to the Kavanaughs at the end of last year, they really haven't played together as much as you would think they have because they've been together for 3 years. It's just injuries have prevented them from playing fall ball together, a lot of games in the regular season together.
That ain't no pretty boy lacrosse right there.
That's relentless activity after the face-off, and the Irish King Kong Bundy, as he is known on the hilltop.
Midwestern product, St. Louis. I'm sure he's got a lot of family here.
Mentioned a couple of times already. This is a good crowd here, really good crowd today at Arlotta. Almost a packed house. Berm's got some folks on it, and yet every time you get those Jordans, he's looking resplendent today.
So he works it on the sideline. He's got that voice. Sometimes he sounds like a wounded walrus. Sometimes he sounds like a high-pitched bird.
Pitch perfect is what he called it in his own words.
He's got multiple screams for different situations.
Lynch won the face-off and thought about maybe firing a shot at Moore.
Or buys the fake here on a Sunday, and he puts that top shelf. Makes it look so smooth, doesn't he?
The other thing, too, you mentioned it before, just it's so instinctive. There's no thought process at all.
Jake Taylor, Denver, Colorado, 2 years ago had 8 goals against Syracuse.
After he
left hip and the post.
Yeah, and Moore made a
so
fantastic
accurate.
Initial save.
McLean, a graduate transfer from Brown. He's one of 10 graduate students in the Notre Dame 2 deep. This is as veteran a team as only compares to like Duke. Notre Dame's like the new Duke with all these fifth-year players.
3 straight face-off wins for the Irish to start this second quarter.
Upcoming week is the best televised lacrosse in the history of the game. Tuesday game, Towson Loyola. Wednesday, Syracuse Army. Thursday, monster women's game, BC and Northwestern. Friday, ACC action.
Ball with the slight advantage, 5-4 in that first half. Lynch has gotten the better of him recently, though. That's 4 in a row for Lynch, all of them cleanly to himself. But he's already making that decision by Kevin Warren and his staff pay off with the assist to Bundy. It's a 2-goal advantage for the Hoyas. Donovan wins the ground ball, but can't get it quickly to Kavanaugh. That's something you mentioned at the half. They aren't getting these quick goals.
Helter
play, and Devin McLean was wide open. Gets us back to a 1-goal deficit for the Irish. Lynch wins it forward to himself.
That's as pretty as it gets.
Ball tracks it down. Now he's in trouble.
Momentum is clearly changed here. Fans on their feet. Notre Dame looking like Notre Dame. If you're Notre Dame, aside from the slow start and the turnovers, the Kavanaugh brothers really been taken out of the equation. Hoyas have played great man-to-man defense. They've navigated through picks, but Kavanaughs have gotten nothing in the helter-skelter portion of the sport.
A couple of opportunities to get something in that sequence, and what happens is they don't make a catch or they make an errant throw. It just hasn't been in sync like we've seen it so many times over the years.
But to their credit, they're not forcing it. It's not like they've become turnover machines, pressing for points.
Showed the tape to the football program, and the football program said, oh yeah, we'd like to have him play football for us too. We'll put him on scholarship. So a benefit to the Notre Dame lacrosse program there.
He's going to play both. He's got that quiet confidence.
Kavanaugh loses his helmet. This is going to be a penalty against Georgetown. Now the question is, at what length will it be? Because his helmet came off.
Notre Dame.
Donovan scoops it up. And he loses it initially, picks it back up, has to get it in this cross of an offensive player. There's Jay Taylor. Lynch starting to exert a little dominance at the face-off dot. Three in the last 5 minutes of game time, Q. And it's led to 2 man-up goals, enabling the Irish to forge this slim 1-goal lead.
I think penalties, Chris, are a bigger story now with multi-minute unreleasables being more commonplace.
Right.
We saw yesterday, Denver scored 5 extra man goals in their win. North Carolina against Hopkins had a 6-on-3 advantage and didn't score.
And then the momentum goes the other way when you don't score.
You better be investing time in your specialty units. Gained inside leverage.
Back to 8-all. Lynch continuing to battle. Now Matthew Riley taking draws for Georgetown.
Lynch, his success in the second half, and Georgetown penalties. I want to see Kavanaugh with a beautiful assist to Richard Delly.
Violation against Riley.
So you can shut off a Kavanaugh, and that'll cost 10. You don't win games like this by stalling your way to victory. You got to keep pushing. Within the confines of the shot clock, score again. Extend your lead. Now's not the time to slow it down.
Wally Halpert picks up the ground ball. Coach Ward wants a timeout.
Tell you, he's done an amazing job. See John Hogan to his left. David.
9 seconds left. A huge face-off. Lynch wins it. Back to Napolitano. Notre Dame still with a timeout on the board. Lynch needs to get it to Dobson and does. Dobson now. Warren has gone with Matthew Riley as well, 23 taking draws instead of James Ball much of the second half. Not sure if that's a situation where Ball's banged up or Ball just wasn't having the success against Will Lynch, but you see 23 now and Blue taking the draws instead of number 1. Last overtime games for both these two teams.
Fans circling the field on the far side.
Look at Riley battling for that loose ball, as are the wings. Lynch comes out of there with it. Wasn't the clamp, but the hustle that won on that face-off. And a timeout by the Irish.
Tell you, there was a moment in that scramble where the Georgetown player just lost the ball for a second. That's such a great teaching point. That will happen, but number 1 rule of the game is keep your eye on the ball. Right here.
Halpert just couldn't find it. He was up in the air.
Couldn't find it.
Looking up into the sun, too. Look at the shadows. So Halpert looks back right into the sun.
And the ball kicks up awkwardly. You're not expecting it to flip in the air like that. He makes a really strong effort. And Lynch is the hero.
Now the Hoy is drawn.